Hello, this is Jenna from Living Practically, and today I'm going to walk you through how I meal plan for the next couple of days, maybe a whole week. So what I've done is, you can't quite see it here on my counter, but I've went through and I've pulled out from my fridge, from my freezer, and from my pantry, anything that's close to going bad and something that I should be using up soon. So I just went grocery shopping last week, so I've got some fresh produce here. So I've got a container of lettuce, and lettuce typically lasts about 2 weeks, depending on when it was harvested, how soon you got it from the grocery store, and things like that. But I kind of plan on about 2 weeks, but I need to have lettuce like at least one meal a day to make sure I use this up. So it's my husband and myself and our 6-month-old, and I do make baby food for our 6-month-old. So he's not eating really any of this food. Well, he's eating some of it. Keep listening and I'll tell you. So lettuce is one of these that's a priority. I paid $5 for this container, but I can probably get about 15 meals out of it, but it just takes time and it takes effort. If I'm not cognizant of it, it'll go bad really quickly. So lettuce is one of those that is definitely a priority for me to be using up. I also have wraps. I like to do wraps as a lunch. My husband is a farmer, and so he's during planting season. He's not coming home for lunch. So I will make myself wraps, throw some lettuce in there. I also have a red pepper that I cut up last week, just 2 days ago. And so I will use this up because peppers, once they're cut, do not last very long. So I'll put some of that in there. And then I have some a chicken breast here that I will grill up and I'll go ahead and I'll grill 2 of them at a time. So then I'll have my protein then for lunch. So I'm able to use all of this stuff up pretty quickly. And it's a healthy treat. I also found hummus in the fridge. There's just a tiny little bit left here. And when I went grocery shopping last week, I picked up a new container of hummus. So I really want to use this one up so we can open up the next one. So I kind of have sketched out that I'm going to eat hummus and carrots at some point throughout the day. I'm not for sure if I'll still be hungry after my wrap. If I am, this is what I'm going to eat. If I'm not, I'll just eat this a couple hours later for an afternoon snack. I do try and be careful. I try and be healthy, and I'm trying to lose weight. So this is something I kind of have in my head, like how many calories I'm eating, and just paying attention to my vegetable consumption and my protein and carbs. So that is a good, healthy option for my day today. Another thing that I'm really prioritizing using is a couple of days ago, we did a Mexican night. I did a nice taco salad with chicken and black beans and some diced tomatoes, and I had some frozen corn. And I just put the 3 of these in the skillet with a little taco seasoning and with the lettuce. I ate that, and it was very, very good. But my tomatoes are not going to last long, and my black beans are not going to last long. So this is a really big priority for me. So probably what I'll do is on one of my wraps, either today or tomorrow, because remember I have to use these wraps up. Their sell-by date was 4/13, and today's the 20th. There's no mold on them. They're still good. They last for a long time, especially if you keep them in the fridge. But it's one of those things where I want to use them up because if I wait too long, they are going to go bad, and then I'm going to have to throw them away, and that's like throwing money in the trash. We don't want to do that. So what I'll probably do is maybe I'll do this even for both days, Monday and Tuesday, is I'll do like a Mexican wrap here, throw some black beans and some of the tomatoes, and maybe even get some more frozen corn out and do a nice kind of taco wrap. Yeah, so that's kind of an option I'm thinking of for those. But again, those were a really big priority for me because they're going to go bad quickly. Also a priority for me is this head of cabbage. I've had this in the fridge for probably 3 weeks. Obviously it was a whole head, but I have cut into it and I've used it for a couple of meals. There's a little bit left though. But once the cabbage is cut, it doesn't last as long. Cabbage, I'm kind of on a cabbage kick, and I'm learning that cabbage does last in your fridge for a couple of weeks. So you don't have to use that first week that you get it from the grocery store. But With that being said, I saw a cool recipe. I looked on Pinterest for recipes with cabbage, and a cool one I found was called egg roll in a bowl. It's a healthy option. And so what I'm going to do is I'm planning on doing that tonight for supper. So I went ahead and I just jotted that down. I have this little sheet here. And I just jotted it down, egg roll in a bowl, so I kind of know I'll need cabbage, I'll need carrots, and then I'm going to need some ground beef. So out of the freezer, I just grabbed ground beef. We get it in bulk, so this is a pound here. What I'll end up doing is frying up the whole pound, but I'm only going to make a half a recipe of the egg roll in a bowl because I am not a fan of cabbage leftover. I feel like it really affects the texture, and so I don't think I'm going to enjoy that as a leftover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry up this whole thing of ground beef, take half of it and put it in a Ziploc bag in the fridge, and I'll use it throughout the week. But then I'll use the other half in this egg roll in a bowl. I bought a whole 5-pound bag of carrots, which is not a normal for me, but I think I spent $3.50 on this, which is a much better deal, first of all, than buying a 1-pound bag of baby carrots. So, and then also, I do think they taste better like this. They're more work, so a lot of times I'll grab the baby carrots if they have a good price on them. But I thought this was a really good deal, and I know I'm going to use all of these up before they go bad. If I wasn't for sure, it would make me a little nervous because then I'm still throwing money away. But I do have a 6-month-old, and he loves carrot puree, so I will probably use about 2 pounds of this for him. And then my husband and I eat carrots every day pretty much, so we'll be able to eat the other 3 pounds up, no problem. But again, even though I'm not worried about it, I still have to make sure that I'm using them, because otherwise in the next couple of days we'll have to eat tons and tons and tons of carrots before they go bad, or throw them away. We do not want to throw food away. So another couple of things I am prioritizing are bananas. As you can see, they are getting close to being considered too ripe. My husband and I do not like it when they are brown. He actually probably wouldn't even eat these. They're too brown for him. But again, I have a baby, so I'm not worried about bananas going bad because, first of all, I could stick them in the freezer. Or what I've been doing recently since he started food is I'll throw these in the blender with a little bit of water, puree them, and then freeze them. So that's a really good option too. But I did get some other produce. So I paid $1 for raspberries. They're on sale, so I grabbed 2 containers. And we thoroughly enjoy raspberries. They're really easy to throw on some lettuce and some poppy seed dressing or some sort of a sweet dressing. We really like them that way. Fruit parfait with a little yogurt, a little raspberries. We have tons of frozen blueberries with a little granola on top. We love that snack. Or even just making a bit of a fruit salad. So I'm not worried about the raspberries going bad because I know that we really enjoy them and we'll eat them. But again, you have to prioritize them. Otherwise, in a couple of days, I'm going to go in there, oh, raspberries sound really good, and they're going to be gone. They're going to be nasty. So with that being said, raspberries are a priority for us to be using up. So today, I'm going to also kind of pay attention to one of my snacks being yogurt and raspberries because these raspberries are going to go bad, and we do not want to throw them away. Okay, so I'm prioritizing that. And then once the raspberries are gone, probably by around Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm going to chop this pineapple. Pineapple lasts a little bit longer than raspberries would. It looks like it's really getting ripe. I think they say that if you can pull these out pretty easily, it's ripe and ready to eat. Okay, so that one came out decently easy. These smaller ones didn't, but these up here did. So I think it's ready to go, but it's more protected in here than if I were to cut it. If I were to cut it, I have like 1 or 2 days to eat it up before it goes bad. Here, it's pretty protected. So probably today's Monday, probably tomorrow, I will cut this open. And if I have any extra raspberries, I'll kind of make a little salad, a fruit salad, and eat that up. Because this was $1.50, which is a really good price for pineapple. But if I don't end up eating it all and I have to throw it away, it wasn't worth it. So typically, produce are the things that you really have to pay attention to, especially when you just go grocery shopping. You have a ton of produce, and you want to use it up before it goes bad. So just pay attention to what is going to go bad the fastest and prioritize that in your meals. So I went ahead and Monday I've got egg roll in a bowl, so the cabbage and the hamburger. The hamburger, remember, I have this in the freezer, so it lasts a really long time in the freezer. But the cabbage is going to go bad, and so I'm prioritizing that. And then I know I'm going to do a couple of like taco salads, but I'm still going to have a lot of black beans and probably some tomatoes left. So I'm going to do some sort of a Mexican night on Tuesday. Again, I'm not totally for sure what I'm going to do with it. I could get on Pinterest and look up a fun recipe if I wanted to. I also have tortilla shells, so I'll probably end up just doing a basic taco. I don't know. I could do another taco salad because I did one of those last week and it was really good, but we did it with chicken. But instead this week I would do it with ground beef. I don't know, just some options I'm kind of playing around with in my head. And then Wednesday I have this meatloaf from the freezer. I just freeze, I don't know, this is enough for me and my husband for one meal. So we will have that, and I have that 8-pound bag of Idaho potatoes that I bought. I normally don't buy that many, but it was by far the best deal, so I did. So I'm trying to be careful and to use those potatoes up. Potatoes last a really long time, but again, I have to prioritize them, otherwise they're going to go bad, and we do not want our food to go bad. So Wednesday I have meatloaf and mashed potatoes, and I'm not totally for sure on what vegetable I'm going to do. I like to do a protein, a vegetable, and a carb, and potatoes I count those as a carb. Just because I'm trying to be healthy and to lose weight, so that's something that I'm doing. And then I am paying attention, that's 3 days in a row of having hamburger meat. So red meat. So on Thursday I'm going to go for tilapia. I have tilapia in the freezer. And so I'm going to grab that out and I'll do a nice lettuce salad. We like the salad and rice and tilapia. We kind of like that combo. So I'm going to go for that. And then again, I've already had red meat for 3 times throughout the week. So Friday, I'll probably plan on doing some sort of chicken. Again, I'm not for sure what that's going to look like. If it's a nice day, I'd love to grill. We do not have central air, so if it is hot outside, it's hot inside our house. And the last thing I want to do is to turn my oven on. So when it is really nice outside, I try and use our grill as much as possible and to avoid heating the house up. So that's just kind of a basic sketch of what my week looks like. I'm not, most of these I won't use a recipe for. I'll just kind of throw the things together. So I'm not here to share recipes with you. I'm just here to share the tip of how to prevent your food from going bad is prioritizing what is going to go bad first. So that's the one tip I want you to take away from today. What is going to go bad first, and use that accordingly. Okay? So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this and learned a little bit. Check out some of my other videos. Thank you.